Hi everybody, welcome back to the 80-Hour Developer. We're deep into the PHP Practitioner course on Laracasts right now. You guys are doing great to be keeping up with this. So at this point, we've gone through all the videos up to video 15. And so in this last stretch, we did MySQL and you got introduced to the database. You got introduced to classes and then learned how to work with the database and even do some security stuff with your passwords. So these are all incredibly important foundational skills. I know I keep saying this over and over again, but this is really the toughest part of your entire software development career. Learning these foundational skills and slogging through when things seem really confusing or when you don't get it, especially when you think that you've typed everything perfectly and you keep getting errors and you spend 5 or 10 minutes looking at the screen just to find that you misplaced a semicolon or that you spelled a word wrong or whatever it is. These are all very frustrating but very common experiences, and so you're in great company if you're going through this and feeling confused or having any issues. But I can't emphasize enough just how important it is to build these foundational skills. And let's think about it for a second and look back. So just in these first 15 episodes, we've learned a ton, right? You've learned some of the core basics of programming, like variables and conditionals, loops, things like that. You've also learned enough about databases to create your own database, your own data tables within that database, and to interact with it from a website. This is good stuff. You know, hopefully you're starting to see how all these components fit together as you're viewing the web on a day-to-day basis, right? Whenever you type in something for a post on Facebook and post it, that's getting stored to a database. And when somebody is seeing it, it's being retrieved from that database. Almost everything we do online is a combination of these skills. And you're going to see that whether it's specifically for, an online application for the public, or if you're creating software just to be used within a company by a few people, all of these same skills come into play, and they're incredibly important. So by the time you're watching this, you will have finished up to video 16. I want everybody to go through the rest of these videos between now and the time you watch the next video in this series. So there's some really fascinating stuff to finish off this PHP for Beginners series. You're going to make a router and you're going to learn what that means in the context of web development. You're going to learn about how to reuse some of your code. We're going to go back to arrays and learn how to work with them more effectively. And then you're going to be learning about forms and how to actually take the information that people are typing in and store them in your database. So, Jeff showed you so far how to manually put stuff in your database. Forms are going to be where you learn how to actually get it from the website and to filter it effectively. Okay, you're going to learn more about the PDO that you've started working with, and then a few slightly more advanced topics in development: composer, dependency injection, refactoring again into controllers, namespaces, and then you're going to get a wonderful, very brief introduction to Laravel, which is a framework that puts all of this together and makes it so easy for us. So there's a lot to do between now and the next video, but by the time you finish this, you're going to be ready to really dive into Laravel, which is an incredibly powerful framework. It's what I use for most day-to-day development, and when I'm working with companies and they want me to put something together for them, typically I'm thinking Laravel first, and only go out to something else if it absolutely necessitates it. So you're going to find with Laravel you have just a ton of options and flexibility and power. And yeah, so I'm excited for where you're going. I know, again, it's so hard to slog through this stuff, and it's going to be confusing, and it's going to be frustrating. But once you get this, you're going to remember it as you run into these issues in the future. When you're going through the Laravel specific course, you're going to come back to these concepts over and over again. So it is so well worth the time right now to build these skills and then to continue to build on them as we work through the course. Okay, so you guys are doing great, and I really look forward to kind of plowing through this introductory material so that we can get into the really interesting stuff and have you building high value, high impact applications. Congrats guys, keep up the great work, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.